What is up, everybody? It's Rollin' Dirty back at you with another video. This time I'm riding the Sherman-S at Rattlesnake Lake in western Washington. Now this particular trail here is paved because it used to be part of an old road that ran along the side of this lake. And the reason I know that is because as you ride the trail, you can see sections of it where there's still some yellow paint. Like double-lined yellow paint. Now this is a recreational area. It has some historical context as far as the train system that used to run over the mountain here. This is right below the pass. This lake came to be as part of a electrical generation facility using hydroelectric energy to power electric train engines that would push the trains over the top of the pass. The trains themselves didn't have enough torque to pull themselves over the pass, so they needed the boost of these electric engines, and this area was used to produce that energy for that to take place. Now this... More angry dogs. Now this this train track ran from where we are here all the way across the state towards Idaho. And that's currently a trail that you'll see me on later. I'm going to make an updated video of me riding that trail here in the wintertime. But that's that trail is the Cascade to Palouse Trail. It goes all the way across Washington State, from western Washington to all the way through eastern Washington to Idaho. So a lot of history in this area, and you really wouldn't know about it unless you took the time to figure it out. Which is part of the reason I like coming up here, because I like thinking about the history of the area where I live. It brings meaning and satisfaction to me knowing, how things came to be around here. And trains were such a integral part of the development of the Western world, especially the United States of America. I mean, trains were how goods were transported, how people were transported from the east to the west after the train tracks had been constructed. Quite a feat for the time. It really made opening up the United States possible. Anyway, I'm taking it kind of slow here on the Sherman-S because I'm looking around. There's not a lot of people here. The parking lot was pretty empty. I'm not surprised. It's a work day, and it's it's not one of those days that people would normally come up this way to go out here, so I'm not surprised. I'm mostly alone. I just think it's a nice scenic view. It's really peaceful. And you guys know, if you've watched my other videos, that I like to ride my electric unicycles. And so as a result, I'm constantly looking for somewhere to ride them. And it brings me to places like these. In fact, when I found this lake the first time, it was completely by happenstance. I mean, I knew about Rattlesnake Lake, but I had no idea that it connected at the end of the Snoqualmie Valley Trail, which I had ridden all the way to here. And then I saw the lake. And then I found the Cascade to Palouse Trail. And then I learned about these trains, and I learned about this this foundation that we're looking at right here is the old service depot for the electric train engines that would push the trains over the mountain. using hydroelectric electricity. Pretty cool. Cool history. You can see the rails there where the train would have rolled in. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, it's a cold afternoon. You can see there's snow on the ground. This is a little higher elevation than where I live. It's, like I said, it's up on the mountain at the base of the mountain, but high enough where they got some snow recently anyway. It's just been raining where I live, but it's a little colder up here, so it snows easier. In another video I'll be uploading to YouTube, I have some footage of me going on the Cascade de Palouse Trail, and I did that on the same day as this. It's just too long to make one video out of. But it'll give you kind of an idea of what that train trail looks like today. And you can imagine what it must have looked like with a train track running on it. If I could follow that trail all the way to the pass, I would find I think it's 2 or 3, maybe 4 mile long tunnel up there where the train used to go through the mountain to the other side. But right now that's closed off because of wintertime. There's, usually issues with snow over the trail and other obstacles like fallen trees. And if you take time to watch that video, you'll see that there are plenty of fallen trees that haven't been cleared since they fell, and I'm assuming that was the last ice storm. So the trail is not really well maintained during the winter. What a view though, huh? Look at that. When I came up here today, I didn't expect there to be snow on the ground. I didn't really do my research. But, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. See what I did there? Anyway, if you look up in the mountains, you can see there's a snow line up there, and when I go on the Cascade de Palouse Trail, I do end up getting up to the snow line. So that's a little interesting because it gets a little sketchy, mostly in the area where you go from relatively dry ground to melting snow. The in-between zone is the sketchiest, and once you get a little higher, it's not quite as bad because the snow's a little drier. But I get close to eating it once. Watch the video, you'll see it. It's a lesson in riding out the unicycle when you're having a problem. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they jump off the unicycle when they could slow it down before jumping off. So this little sign here is talking about how there used to be a town here, and how when they built a dam, they built a dam up above to create the reservoir for the hydroelectric energy. And what they didn't plan on was the ground being so porous. So what happened was the ground the dam held the water back, but the ground all around it let the water through, and so it flooded the town down below that used to be where this lake is now. Crazy, huh? That must have been a disaster at the time. Can't imagine having your home there and then finding out it's completely ruined. That guy's dogs just they got something for me. I find a lot of dogs have something for me when I'm riding my unicycle. I don't know if it's a helmet or if it's a unicycle. Alright, now I'm headed back down towards the lake bed here. I'm going to make an attempt to ride out on this material. It's, as you might expect, it's rocky you know, given the porous nature of the ground here, you can see why the water leaks through it like a sieve when you get down on its lake bed. I mean, it's all just rock and gravel. I don't know the last time this place was logged, when those stumps were originally, well, the trees were cut from those stumps. That'd be something worth knowing. But I imagine it was when they decided to build the town. And that these stumps have been kind of preserved. I think the lake is, you know, fills up more than this from time to time, given the boat loading ramp here is quite long. I don't know how I'd get a boat on this today. It seems pretty shallow. I was hoping to get down in here and kind of go around the other side of the lake, because there's not really much of a trail on that side. But as I got down here, I started to realize these rocks are getting bigger and bigger, and this is not going to be fun to ride through. Not just this section, but even further on. You can't see it from this perspective, but further on the rocks are like this too, so I cut my losses and ended it here. Well, this is the end of the video, guys. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. If you're interested in getting into this lifestyle and purchasing a device, there's a couple of affiliate links below that you can use to make a purchase. It benefits the channel, but it doesn't raise the price for you. If you're in Europe and you decide to purchase from eRides, there's also a 5% coupon code in addition to the affiliate link.